I really appreciate you. I think we've been trying to make this call happen for a while, and I'm glad we finally got to have it
Man,
before the end of the
I
year.
know, man. I be mad busy, dog. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, hey, no, it's good. It's everything happens at the right time for the right reasons, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
I was like, man, I don't know when I'm ever gonna be able to sit down for an hour, bro.
Our goal is to make this easy for men to have real conversations and to
Yeah,
let people know that they can also have them too. So you made it happen, and
man.
thank you for making time. And tell your son thanks for letting us have some of his
He's sitting
papa's
there
time.
patiently, right here, looking at me, staring a hole through me, man.
Well,
I
we're
wish you
giving
could
you
see
back.
he's standing up right here. He about to hand me something right now. See, look, hold his bowl so he can eat. That's what I'm doing.
Welcome to the Taking Off the Mask podcast. My name is Ashanti Branch, and I'm really glad you've joined us. Today's guest is J Meast. You may hear my voice sound a little different in this room I'm in because I'm not in my studio today. I'm not in my office studio. I am actually in Guadalajara, Mexico, taking a few moments of deep breaths and rejuvenation. J Meast is a rapper. He's a father. He's an Oaklander. We have a lot in common that I'm really excited to share. You know, one of the things in this conversation that you're going to hear with J Meast is you're going to hear him being a father. Um, During the time of our interview is a time where he normally spends with his son, and his son was like, "Hey, I'm two. This is our time. I don't know who this is on this Zoom call, on this. I don't know who this is on this video chat you're on right now, Zencaster. But right now, this is my time." And the son was looking for his attention. It was really beautiful. You know, Jamie shared that he was raised by his father. As you know, if you know any of my story, you know that my father died before I was born. I am in awe of relationships between men and their fathers, between boys and their fathers, between fathers and sons. I wanted it so bad in many parts of my life that I never had. So you're going to hear part of that conversation come up. You're going to hear this idea of what it is for a person who is dedicated to his city of Oakland and then decide I'm going to make a move to follow my career, my path. And so thankful for him being a part of this conversation during the holidays. I mean, as I, locate our time right now, it's the holiday season. And so whatever your idea of holidays is, whatever holidays brings up for you, we know that some people, the holidays don't bring up always positive feelings. So however the holidays are bringing feelings to you, I just want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us and ever forward. I am currently on location. That sounds funny, right? Taking a little break. And I am sometimes in my mind, like I would just normally not talk about that. I would not, you would know I'm in a new place making this intro, but I wouldn't talk about the fact that I'm going away for a rest because I always somehow thought that rest was being like I was being weak, I was being lazy, I was not taking my job serious. And I don't know where I came from. I don't know where I began to find the belief that I couldn't take care of me. I'm really positive that I plug in my phone way more than I plug in myself. Like I can keep my phone on charge, but when my body or my energy is going low, I keep pushing, I keep pushing, I keep pushing. And some people love that idea of keep pushing, but what if we could just love having the time for rest too? And so I'm mentioning that now in the space of me in this a week of rest, but knowing that I have dreams of this goal and how do I support this podcast and how do I continue to find guests who are sharing about their masks? Because I know that even me talking about me taking time for rest is me peeling another layer of a mask off that I've put on myself. There's this group on Instagram called the Nap Ministry, and I've been really being inspired by them lately because they talk about rest as a thing we need to do, we must do, we have to do, as opposed to fit it in if it fits in at the end of the year after you've worked so hard. And just so you know, I work really hard. I don't complain about it. I don't try and brag about it, but I do. And I don't take enough time for rest. I don't rest hard. And so I'm taking a little rest, but I'm so glad to be able to talk about this episode right here. And thank you for being a part. Our team is growing in terms of how we're going to be able to continue not only offering not only this podcast, but what we're envisioning for the future. Because what we realized we haven't had a young person on in a while. And so we're going to be working on making sure that our voices of men from all over, our international men, our we're doing more work to bring in more voices from around the world. And so we appreciate you. If you like what you hear, please share this with somebody who you think can benefit from this conversation. If you think you know a man that we should be interviewing or talking to, we're not interviewing anyone here, we're just talking, please invite them. Maybe just invite them to make a mask first and see what they feel about that. They can do that at 100kmasks.com. And also, what you're going to see in this episode with J Meast is that it wasn't typical. There wasn't a mask front, mask back. Here's a picture. Like, we just talked in the words. And so you will see a different type of episode today than you've seen probably in many of our episodes. But I think you will hear the words of a man who is trying to share some of what he is experiencing around the mask that he wears, about keeping an open mind to opportunities for the youth. The message out there that he leaves for you is keep an open mind. And so thank you for being a part of the Taking Off the Mask movement. Thank you for being a part of the Million Mask movement. Thank you for being a part of the Ever Forward Club. We're closing our offices the last week of the year to really give our team a time to be with their family and friends and rest. That's been a long time coming. I'm so glad to be able to do it. I'm really thankful for just the team that is around us and around me right now. And so thank you again. And happy end of the year, happy holidays, whatever that is that you celebrate, and happy new year. We look forward to our last episode of the year and as well as our first of 2022. We look forward to seeing you soon. Ever Forward.
For sure, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I just want to welcome you to the show. Welcome you to Taking Off the Mask. This is an opportunity for men to come together just to recognize, the mask that we sometimes feel the need to wear, like the emotional mask, right? We're all walking around with these personal protection masks, but sometimes the mask that we feel the need to wear. So how about before we just jump into the conversation, how about you just introduce yourself so folks know who you are, and then I'll kind of tell you how this all started, and then we'll talk. We'll do a mask together.
Well, yeah. Name is J Meast. Originally from North Oakland, California. Currently now I'm in Bend, Oregon, and that's where I've been at for like the last 7 years. So,
right on. Thank you, brother.
I'm a rapper. I do my thing. So, I've been doing it. Been keeping it lit out here. So, yeah.
Appreciate you, man. I did see you recently giving out food in the community, so I really appreciated that. I saw you on the news. Thank you for the service you're doing in the community as well.
Yeah, man, that's important, man. It's important to do that because, like out here, like I said, I got popular out here. So and I'm a resident, so I took it upon myself to feed the community. I pay taxes out here. I'm out here every day, so it was just something like it's Thanksgiving, bro. I eat every day with my family, so it don't really take much for me to take away from. It ain't really taking away from me or my family necessarily to go have Thanksgiving dinner with people that don't get to sit down and eat like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I just try to make it as comfortable as possible for them. I've been doing that for the last 6 years.
So. Nice. One of the things that we a lot of our work with Ever Forward we do, and the work that we started was around mentoring, right? Like finding, like knowing that as a teacher, when I was a teacher, I taught math, and a lot of young men didn't like math, but they were smart. And there were some rules they had, some unwritten rules about what smart meant. So they couldn't show how smart they were in class, even though I could see it in them, right?
Right.
And there were unwritten rules. No one told them you can't show you're smart, but they knew that there were some rules around their community, or their friends group, about how they could show it. So what I was sharing with you about how the mask all started, I was at Fremont High School. That's my alma mater. These young men were masking up emotionally. Like everybody's good. But I'm the dean, so I know what's up. Like you're in my office, just 2 hours.
I didn't even know they even had a dean in high school.
Most of them don't. Fremont was in transition.
I went to Skyline, so I was like, we ain't had no dean.
Nah, you didn't have a dean. You probably had like 3 or 4 APs. You probably
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. He kept saying dean. I'm like, man, I don't remember no dean growing up. Got you.
They probably didn't have one. I'm sure most schools don't. No, they didn't. You probably had like 4 APs at Skyline because
No, I just had a principal and a vice principal.
Just one. Okay, y'all were trying
to a couple of counselors. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what they try to do now, they recognize that that's not enough to like navigate all thousands of students. Yeah. And Fremont was smaller, but what they knew was that we were called the ASAP Center, which was the Student Support Center, right? But what it was pretty much you're dealing with referrals, right? You're dealing with students getting referred or them referring themselves when they were having troubles in class. But what you imagine, and you can think about U.S. Skyline, right? My who went to Skyline? I know a lot of friends that went to Skyline. I went to Fremont because I lived more or in that area. But
What class were you? I was 07.
oh, oh my god, oh my god,
Yeah.
I was 92.
Oh man, yeah, I was 07, dog.
Oh
Yeah.
07. Oh man, yeah. I think that no, that's a generational difference.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah.
I was still in pull-ups, man.
Oh my god. Well, you know that it's a time. The times are changing, right?
Yeah,
And we
I
can
mean,
have
I've
this
been able to see
conversation.
it all though. I'm an 80s baby, so I've been able to see a
That's right.
lot. I've been able to
That's
see a
right.
lot, man. So
And we get to like have this conversation now in these different generations, recognizing that life has hit us different ways, but we probably experienced similar things, and different things are different things and similar things, right? We're growing up in this black body, recognizing that there's certain unwritten rules about how we have to show up, right? Like
yeah,
where do we get to go and talk about when we're not doing well? I know growing up I didn't have a place. Now I do as an adult. I
yeah,
know that I should be able to talk about feelings and how I feel, but everyone's not deserved to hear about it. Everyone can't handle it. So I got to find the right people in my circle that I can talk about what I'm really going through when I'm having one of those rough days,
mm-hmm.
I think it's important. Did you have that growing up? Did you have a place to go and talk about?
Nah, not at all. To be honest, I always felt differently about it. I always felt like when I was going through and still do, when I deal with things or go through things that I go through, I always feel like it's kind of hard to, you know, for me, it's kind of hard for me to go to one of my homies and tell him I'm going through something or I'm dealing with something because at the end of the day, he either A is going through something himself or B can't really relate or feel me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm talking to him and he's like, I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro, for sure, for sure, for sure. You feel me? But they don't really feel you because it's like they can't really relate or they can't really understand or articulate what you're really dealing with. So you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got problems that money can't even fix. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? So it's like when you get at people with those type of problems, bro, like they can't really understand it or feel it because they like, man, bro, I ain't even had a problem like that before, bro.
Yeah.
Because they main problem right now is trying to get some money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's like if that's not the problem and you got real, emotional problems or family problems or some, you know what I'm saying? Like something
That's
going
right.
on, like they can't really feel you or relate. And I've been guilty of that too. I've been guilty of not being not having empathy or not being sensitive towards people's situations, because it's like
Yeah.
somebody might come to me and be like, oh man, um, I don't know, man. I can't even think of something like
Yeah.
lame to say. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like somebody come at you with something and you like, man, I can't even feel you on that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can't even
Yeah.
relate to that because it's like not even something that would even be a problem to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that could be
Right.
because I'm in a different situation. I've been blessed. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that. But even when I was going through things or dealing with things, which I still do, I
Yeah.
just feel like nobody could really relate. You know what I mean? It was almost like, man, they don't really care about what you got going on, bro. You can only fend for yourself.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? So
And I wonder, like, even thank you for sharing that, brother. Because I think that sometimes the hard part, and I see with a lot of young men and I work, and the young men at that school, they thought, why should I talk about it if nobody can fix it?
yeah, I have that
Right?
problem right now. Yeah,
Why talk about it if nobody can fix it? And what I was trying to tell them in the work with Ever Forward was like, look, what if just talking about it let some of the steam out, so you're not walking around like a landmine, right? Because
yeah,
imagine you keep all
that works. Yeah,
well, if you keep all this stuff bottled up, what we see is what we see probably in our community. We know you probably saw it at Skyline when you were there. You probably saw it in other places you lived. Like people who don't deal with the stuff, they bottle it up. They think they're doing a good job bottling it up, and all of a sudden, one thing happens. Somebody bumps into them, steps on their foot, looks at their girl, and they've
yeah,
exploded.
yeah,
But it wasn't. You're like, are you that mad about that one little thing? But it wasn't that one little thing. It was the 20 other things that they stuffed, right? And now it's coming out in full force, but it's not just that one little thing, it's the 10 things now they got to like make up for, right? And I think if
yeah,
we don't help our young people, and I think that's how this mass thing started with those young men at Fremont.
yeah,
In my office, we would talk about real stuff because I'm looking at the files, I'm looking at the transcript, I'm looking at what's happening in their reports, and
yeah,
But when we get in the circle with all the other young men, everybody's good. I'm good. Man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
brother, you're 11th grade. You have 5 credits. That's not good.
right,
That's not good.
right.
You know
Nah,
what I'm saying? Like, what? Why are you telling everybody you're good? Like that's. And I'm not here to make them tell anything. I can't tell their stuff in the circle. They gotta tell it. But
right.
you're like, why are you lying to everybody? Because they have an image they got to keep up, right? They got a show they got to put on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of our work is helping men more, and starting with their younger, to realize, oh wait a minute, I just got to find the right people in my circle that they don't need to fix all my. I'm not asking them to fix my problems. I'm just asking them. I got a place that I don't have to carry it by myself. You know.
Yeah. I
So part
mean,
of the work that we get to do in this conversation is rather to say, well, if you were able to think of like ourselves as a mask, right? If I think about there's one let me see, I have a mask here from a young man today. I did a workshop. Where is those masks from today? What they do is we write on the front of the mask. Actually, I just made one just a minute ago. Like my mask. If I was going to share my mask, the front of the mask are the things that I let people see.
mm-hmm.
So I think about the front of the mask. This is the one that I made. I wrote on the outside, serious, creative, and passionate. That's what I let people see. I'm serious. I'm not creative. That's just careful. I think I'm creative too. I think I show people I'm creative, but this is careful and passionate.
Yeah.
Like those are the things I gladly let people see. You know, qualities of myself that I'm cool letting people see. I'm serious. I got a lot to get done. I'm trying to take care of business. I'm passionate about this work. I'm passionate about helping our young people in our community. And careful is just like, you know, we live in a rough time sometime, you know? So I'm
Yeah,
like,
sure.
yeah, I don't think I'm going to go get gas there this week. Not tonight. I'll wait till the morning to get gas. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
careful in so many ways. I'm having to overthink like, okay, I'm not going to drive over that way. Like all the things that we think about that we probably don't process, but maybe they're happening in the plan in the background, you know?
yeah.
That's what I thought about for my mask. So I think one question is, if you thought about like what are one or two qualities that you let people see about you? What are one or two qualities that you talk about and let people see about you?
Uh, I don't know, man. I never thought about it.
Right on.
Never thought
Yeah.
about it. I never thought about it, to be honest. I'm always giving out free game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always
Yeah.
giving free game because, um, I mean, I know they say it's to be sold and not told, and I mean that's true to a certain degree. But I
Yeah.
don't mind if I see somebody, chasing the same thing I'm chasing or trying to do what I'm doing, and I feel like they have a actual shot or they're passionate about it. I don't mind sharing experiences and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, free game. Like I don't mind giving them a bunch of free game and everything. Well, sorry about that. My son is over here
Yeah.
choking.
No worries. I'll
Give me
wait.
one
I'll
second.
wait. Yeah. I'll wait. I'll wait.
You okay? You all right? Sorry about that, man.
Oh, no worries, brother. No worries. I appreciate it. I appreciate you making time.
But nah, like I don't mind giving out free game. Like as far as like I got little homies that I've taken on tour with me and everything like that. So, um, whatever little advice I can give them if I see something that need, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't mind doing
Yeah.
that for people, and that's for everybody. Yeah, I just don't mind doing that, man. Like I really, I'm one of those people that's like, man, you can't take none of this when you leave. You know what I mean? Like when it's your time to go, none of this money and nothing, none of this stuff is going with you. So, what I mean? If you could bless somebody, whether that's knowledge or whatever the case may be, bless them with it, man, because you ain't gonna have this. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna be here with you, man. Like, so if it's somebody worthy enough of taking in some information, man, just give it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how I
Yeah.
that's just kind of how I carry myself. So maybe long story short, maybe that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's like a mentor, right? Like, I mean, imagine. I don't know if anybody helped you going, as you were kind of learning the ropes. I mean, sometimes maybe did was there somebody like helping you, like a big bro helping you with what you were going through when you were trying to get into the business?
No.
Oh, I think we got froze.
Are we back?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
We
back. You
back?
back. I got you back. Yep.
No,
Yep.
no. I never got no help, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. Like I said, like in the city I'm in, I'm currently on the radio and all of that stuff right now. And no, I did not do that by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like the places that you can't really reach on your own. Yeah, of course somebody's gonna help you, but as far as put ons and all of that, no, I never got none of that. Never got. I paid for every feature. You know what I mean? I paid for every feature I ever did. So, nah, I never got no put ons. Just was what it was, bro. And that's kind of like I didn't plan on moving. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't plan on moving out of state to get popping or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just moved
Yeah.
out of state because that was the right decision for me and my family, and it just kind of just went hand in hand. So I mean, like I just ran with it. But yeah, man, like nah, I never got no nothing. You know how it is in Oakland, bro. Everybody a rapper, bro. You feel me? Everybody a rapper, dog. So
Yeah.
you could just imagine. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
could imagine. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just knew, like I always, that's what I did, and I would have
Yeah.
still been doing it if I was living out there. I still would have been doing it, but I doubt that I ever would have been any way successful like I am right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't have the talent or whatever. It's just,
That's right.
yeah, man, crabs in a bucket, man. JC, now
That's
go to
right.
your room,
That's right.
please. Okay, Daddy'll be done soon. Okay.
Well, thank you for that. I thank you for giving back. I mean, I think that's a way of like saying, look, no one helped me in the journey, but I'm going to make sure I help somebody else. And I think that's what whenever forward with this mentoring program, I grew up, I went to Fremont High School.
Yeah.
I wanted mentors. There were none around. All the teachers were, I mean, some of the teachers were cool, some were
Yeah, there
not
was
so
some
much.
cool
But
teachers. Yeah.
and I think really like looking back, how could I make life better for somebody else, even though I didn't, no one came and showed up for me that way, you know? And I think that's, I'm thank you for, thanks for doing that, for giving back. I think the second part of like what we talk about around the mask is sometimes the harder part for, but I'll show you mine. This is the back of the mask. So the front of the mask are the things that I let people see. The back of the mask are the things that I don't often let people see or I don't talk about much. So for me, I put worry, I put people pleaser, I put my brother's mental health,
Hmm.
and the one that stands out the most to me right now is probably my brother's mental health. My brother has schizophrenia,
Hmm.
and so he doesn't make good decisions a lot. You know, he has they give him medicine. He sometimes takes it, sometimes doesn't. He sometimes takes some other kind of medicines that he thinks are gonna make him better.
Yeah.
They won't. And
Yeah.
I think I worry about him a lot. You know, he has a living facility that he's in, but he's not happy there, and so he'll show up at my house at 3 in the morning asking for a sandwich. I'm like, brother, do you know I got to work in the morning? It's 3 o'clock. What are you doing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave him hanging. But also, I'm like, I can't even concentrate right now,
I know what you're
And
talking
so,
about, man. Trust me, I know. I know. Yeah.
yeah, so that's something I worry about. I worry about him a lot, and knowing that in Oakland, police are they don't talk to me with respect, and I answer their questions. My
Yeah.
brother doesn't answer any questions directly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he can or if he just doesn't, but so I always worry about like him encountering a police officer or somebody who is who doesn't care about his life. And so that's something I worry about a lot. So
Mhm.
that's like the back of my mask. It's like stuff is happening playing in the background, kind of like a lot, but I don't talk much about it. But it's real for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can relate, man. I mean, I don't want to put my brother's business out there, but yeah, I got a brother that's going through that, and then I recently lost my oldest brother.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, I deal with that a lot with my middle brother. So yeah, I
Sorry to
get
hear
it.
that,
I
bro.
get it, man. I get it. For me,
I
it's
wonder
different,
like
man. I don't know. You probably have a better relationship. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's
yeah,
just I kind of just let adults be adults, man.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I don't.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the youngest. The
You're
youngest
the
boy.
youngest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I
that's
think
the
that
problem. I was the youngest boy, and then I get stuck being a older brother than one of my siblings. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it just don't make
yeah,
sense to me. So
yeah,
because it's not, my older brother, the one who passed, it was, it was nothing for me to call and get the advice that I need from my older brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't yeah. So like I said, I don't want to do him like that. So
No, I appreciate that, man. Well, I thank you for. I think that one of the things that I hope in this conversation, and I think the work that we're talking about with men in masks is that, imagine there's some young people who that you're mentoring right now, who like they know they can come to you, right? They you've proven yourself to be like somebody who can give them some advice on figuring it out. I think
yeah,
so many of our young men don't even have anybody to go to, so they're trying
yeah,
to
no,
like
they
do it by
don't.
themselves.
And the pride is an issue too. The
Yeah,
pride is an issue too. I've always had the pride issue, but uh, yeah, man, like you were saying, like when you were saying that people wear the mask and everything, like all the kids you were dealing with at Fremont, like
yeah,
for me, uh, I still don't talk to nobody. Like if I'm dealing with something, like I'll vent the minor things. You know what I mean? Dude,
yeah,
you got to go to your room, man. Okay. So, um, I'll do that, but like if I'm dealing with major stuff or I'm dealing with heavy stuff, man, like for me, man, it's just always, I don't know, man, it's healthier for me to just go to a room, you know what I mean? Go to the bedroom, cut the lights out and let it out. You know what I mean? However I let it out. Like
yeah,
I'm not ashamed, you know what I mean? Like I'll
yeah,
cry, I'll scream, I'll do whatever, punch the pillow, whatever, you know what I mean? Like if I got
yeah,
whatever I'm dealing with, I just let it out that way because it's like it goes back to what I was saying, man. Like you put something too heavy on somebody, man, and they can't really feel you like that,
yeah,
then it's kind of like you leave unfulfilled with the
yeah,
conversation. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
it's like that, man. You put all of this into a rehearsal, right? You rehearse, and then you go out there, and then it's only 20 people in the crowd. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
I had a good show for y'all, but now I'm unfulfilled. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
feeling you have, man. Like so, that's why I just keep it to myself, man. But I have an outlet though. I can say that at least. I do have an outlet. I do bottle it up, but I do let it out.
There it
So
is. I'm thank you for that. Thank you for that because I think a lot of people also who listen to the show they're like, man, I'm not talking to nobody about my stuff. I'm gonna keep it to myself, and we're not telling people they have to let it out or they have to tell anybody. But I'm glad that you gave an alternative because I think
yeah.
sometimes imagine maybe some of the people you were into high school with, you probably knew people who were going through stuff, and they were like, they when they came to school, nobody would ever know, right? They were
Right.
like,
Go to your room, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sorry, man. I got a 2-year-old,
no,
bro. They
hey man,
not having
congratulations, congratulations. He
it.
wants some papa.
They
He
not
wants some
having
papa
it, bro.
time.
It's they world right now.
He wants some papa time.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure. Yeah, he's definitely used to me kicking it with him right now. So for sure.
well then let's do this. I'm so glad
Nah,
you
you
said that because
good, bro. I don't want to stop it or nothing like that. I'm just letting you know I got a kid.
no, I know, and I mean, I'm glad. I could tell he was like, he's like, he was like, I want some. Hey,
Oh,
don't
he
you?
was jumping up and down looking at me, man.
That's so great,
I
man.
had to stop. I'm
Congratulations.
like, bro, I had to stop him. Like, man, no.
Congratulations on your boy there. And maybe, and I imagine he knows he can come to you, right? So,
Yeah.
like, my father died before I was born. I didn't have a father growing up, and my mom did the best she could, but she doesn't know what it's like to be a boy growing up in Oakland, a man, right? Like, so I think like every time I see a man with his son, I feel it. Like I wanted that so bad. I
I was
wanted
raised by my dad, bro. That's why.
right
It's different
on,
for
right
me.
on.
I didn't, my mom's wasn't prevalent in my life. She wasn't in my life at all. But
Okay,
yeah, and I was raised by my pops in Oakland. You know what I'm
right
saying?
on.
So it's like, and
Yeah,
then he ran with the Panthers back in the '70s and stuff like that. So yeah, man, like it was just different, bro. I had a real uh solid upbringing. You know what I
right.
mean? Like I was raised by
Yeah,
a straight, like you know what I mean, just one of those old school men. Old
yeah,
school manly man, like just not going for a lot of the stuff that a lot of people go for nowadays. I had a real old school pops. He's in his 70s right now. You know what I mean? So I'm growing up,
wow.
and my pops is in his 50s, and I'm in high school. So you can imagine, like my pops had a different set of rules, man, than most people's pops. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
cool.
had that going on, man. And then I had my stepmom. She came through in my life at 6, and she's been around
Yeah,
since I was, and that's my mom's. That's the only moms I got.
right
So
on.
even when I do music, if I refer to my moms or whatever, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And then if I refer to my moms in different situations, people know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of weird with that situation, but yeah, man, I was raised by my
man.
pops.
Thank you for that, brother. And I'm so excited for your boy there. Did your dad grow up as a Panther? Did you learn the? I mean, I don't know if you learned it by systemically, but did you learn? Did you grow up with those values that the Panthers lived by,
It's
or did
not
he have?
really a little
Yeah,
bit, you know. Uh, it was kind of hard, like as far as for him to try to instill that in me because of like, yeah, I don't know, it was a little harder to do that maybe in the '90s. You know what I
that's right.
mean?
That's
But
right. Yeah, yeah,
definitely, uh, kept me strong minded. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
pretty much kept me on my toes and you know, uh, taught me how to be a black man. You know what I mean, in America for the most part.
yeah,
You know, taught me how to. Yeah, I had those conversations. When you get pulled over by the police, make sure you talk with proper etiquette and make sure your hands are where they can see them and don't give them a reason, type of thing. Yeah, I had those conversations with my pops. It was unfortunate, but
yeah,
um, yeah, it was necessary. You know what I mean? It was necessary.
yeah,
By the time I was driving, it was necessary. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, I didn't the real militant old school ways that they was about. He didn't try to really put that on me like that, but he
Right on.
definitely made sure I was equipped. You know what I mean, for any
That's right.
situation. So
Nice.
yeah.
I guess one of the things we'll say as we get ready to wrap it up, I think, these conversations are just men coming together. Do you, as you think about your younger self, or if you could give like advice to your younger self or to a young man today, you're going to be your younger self, but a young man today who's out there trying to like figure it out by himself. Maybe they don't, maybe they have a father, maybe they don't,
Mm.
maybe they're having some guidance or not. Like there's lots of, there's so many different scenarios out there that exist. But what words do you have for the young men out there today who you may know who are struggling, who you can see or you experience?
Um, Pray. You know what I mean? Pray.
Yeah, yeah,
Honestly, pray. Try to keep your like. I'm not saying go to church, all of that, because I don't go to church, but I keep my relationship with him. You know what I
yes,
mean? So a lot of prayer, and it's hard. I don't know, man. You know, it's hard for me to really tell. Like, it's hard because for someone that I feel like I recently found myself. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I
yeah,
found I found who I was recently. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to try to tell somebody like some advice for how they can deal with. I think that the best thing, yeah, man, the best thing to do is honestly pray, keep a relationship with God, and
yeah,
keep an open mind. You know what I mean? Keep an open mind, man. When people come through with advice or some good game, man, listen to it, man. Listen, you ain't got to do it or live by it, but listen, keep an open mind. I wish I would have kept an open mind when I was younger. I didn't have
yeah,
no open mind. I did not care. I was on my own thing and bumped my head so many times. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And uh, if I would have done half of the things I'm doing right now as a younger person, I might have been better off. You know what I mean? I might have been further in life. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'm thankful that I've been able to catch up to myself. You know what I mean, and find myself. But took a minute. But um, you it's tough, man. Some people get it and some people don't. You know, you got some people that are really advanced, man. Like they just get it. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
just get it. And then you have some people that they don't get it right away. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I was one of those people. So for me, it was trial and error. But
yeah,
paying attention to all the errors, you know what I'm saying, and paying attention
mm,
to all the trials, and then every time, every step of the way, you're not making that mistake. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
you made that mistake 10 steps back, oh, we're not going to do that these next 10 steps. But you might make another mistake in the 20 steps. But okay, cool, we'll avoid that. So, and I'm still going through that. So for me, I'm a real trial and error person. So I
yeah.
just try to really learn from my mistakes and not repeat them. So
Right on.
that's all you really can do, man. Is just we human, man. You just got to live it one day at a time, pray, eat your vitamins. You know what I mean? And just try to stay on point, man. Just try to pay attention. Just try to pay attention. Pay attention to everything you're doing, man. Because mistakes happen, man, but just don't let them be the ones that cost you your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Man, brother, I really appreciate you. I think, we've been trying to make this call happen for a while, and I'm glad we finally got to have it before the end of the
I
year.
know, man. I be mad busy, dog. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, hey, no, it's good. It's everything happens at the right time for the right reasons, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
I was like, man, I don't know when I'm ever gonna be able to sit down for an hour, bro.
Well, we made it happen, and I want to tell. Can you let folks know where they can follow you? What
Yeah.
projects you got coming out soon? I think our goal is to make this easy for men to have real conversations and to let people know that they can also have them too. So you made it happen, and thank you for making time. And tell your son thanks for letting us have some of his
He's sitting
papa's
there
time.
patiently right here looking at me, staring a hole through me, man.
Well,
I
we're
wish you
giving
could
you
see
back.
he's standing up right here. He about to hand me something right now. See, look. hold his bowl so he can eat. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, that's so great. Well, tell us how we can follow you. Tell folks how they can follow you, and we'll let you go back to your son.
Man.
Thanks for
Instagram,
sacrificing that time.
Instagram and Twitter, J Meast 2 Solid, JMEAST number 2 SOLID, J Meast 2 Solid on Instagram and Twitter, J Meast on Facebook, J Meast on YouTube. Currently, I got out Cooked featuring Afro Man, a little weed anthem. If y'all, you feel me, get down. And then before that, I dropped a video a couple months ago called Slide. And before that, I think it was Gula, the remix featuring Jay Stalin. I got a bunch of stuff up there, man. But those are the three most recent ones, man. Gula remix. What song? What song do you want to hear? This one. Gula remix featuring Jay Stalin. And Slide and Cooked featuring Afro Man.
Right on. Well, we'll link all that in the show notes so people can have that. And brother, thank you for making time. I'm gonna let you get back to your son. I appreciate you, but thank you for that. That's so beautiful. And
good.
Man, thank you for making time. And have a happy New Year. Have a end of the year. Happy holidays. And we'll see you soon, brother.
All right, man. You too, man. Thank you.
Take care, my man.
All right, bro.
Taking Off the Mask podcast is produced by Ryan Louie. Editing, videography is also by Ryan Louie. Graphics by Kelly Wong. And a special thanks to the team at Ever Forward, Vanessa Cortez and Kevin Romero. And I'd like to thank everyone who's been a part of the creation of this podcast. As we hit this 1-year anniversary, we hope that everyone who's been a part knows that they're a part of the Taking Off the Mask experience. And we look forward to you being a part of it as well. If you liked what you heard today, please like, subscribe, and share. And we look forward to us continuing to offer conversations that matter. Take care. See you soon.